What's going on, guys? Lee here, and I'm your coach to the Portland Trail Blazikens, bringing you week 4 of the IBL Mono Gen League versus Nico, coach of the England Ampharos. So they have Generation 7, which I think is one of the better gens. I mean, I guess 4 is pretty good, but Gen 5 is definitely the best. I think 7, and then maybe Gen 4, which I have. By the way, Nico has Generation 7. He has a pretty good team with Tapu Koko, Komo-o, Incineroar, Alola Raichu, Type Null, Pyukumuku, Kartana, Lurantis, and Toucannon. So a lot of threats like Koko, Komo-o, and then like Raichu and Terrain, I suppose. Kartana's really good. Lurantis with that Contrary can do some damage. And then a decent, like, good pivot with Incineroar. And then some annoying mons like Type Null and Type Null, Pyukumuku, Toucannon. But, you know, it's a cheap pick, and it can put in work if its speed tier lines up well against the opponent. So yeah, we'll jump right into what I brought, which was Scarf Chomp with Earthquake, Fire Fang, Dragon Claw, and Poison Jab. It just hits pretty much everything on the on Nico's team. I outspeed everything besides Raichu, either if it's Scarfed or in Terrain, and then Scarfed Koko, which it shouldn't be. We have Monferno, which is my dedicated Kartana answer with Vacuum Wave, Slack Off, Taunt, and Toxic. It's also a good Spell Breaker on Pyukumuku and Type Null. The item the ability made no difference because Vacuum Wave's not Iron Fist boosted, and I don't have a Fire type move, so it really doesn't matter there. Next we have Specs, Rotom Mo with Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Will-O-Wisp, and Trick, just because Nico doesn't have a ground type, and so Volt Switches are completely free, and then really that's the extent of it. Excuse me. Free Volt Switches, Specs damage, Trick if I want to try and get like Pyukumuku or Type Null, and enough speed for, I don't know, probably like to Canyon and stuff. Next we have Chople Probopass with Spadef, Stealth Rock, Earth Power, Hidden Power, Fire, and Dazzling Gleam, and the Chople Berry, which means if we go up against Kartana, we can kill it with HP Fire. If we go against Komo-o, we do, I think, loads with Dazzling Gleam. If we go against Tapu Koko or Alolan Raichu with Focus Blast, we have Earth Power, and then we also have Stealth Rocks. So Probopass can handle pretty much any one of Nico's threats once, and then it can deal a big amount of damage back. And so that was kind of the plan with it, is to just nuke something and then potentially get up rocks. Next we have Weavile with Choice Band. It's faster than everything besides Koko. It is outspeeding. What is going on here? So it's not... Oh, it's outspeeding Kartana if it's max speed. I don't need to outspeed Raichu because one, it might be in Terrain, and 2, Ice Shard does like 70% anyway because I'm Choice Banded. Otherwise, it's a pretty standard knockoff Icicle Crash, Ice Shard, and then Brick Break because I didn't know what else to put on it, if I'm honest. And then finally, we have Miss Magius with Leftovers, Heal Bell, Taunt, Shadow Ball, and Dazzling Gleam. You know, Nico's got Pyukumuku, which might just be tossing off a lot of Toxics, and so having the Heal Bell as a thing might be nice. Besides that, I can Taunt the Type Null or the Pyukumuku, and then Shadow Ball can't touch Komo-o, but Dazzling Gleam can kill it. So that's why there's that combo of moves, and then we are outspeeding max speed Komo-o. Or am I speed tying? I might have messed that one up, but it's fine. I actually am curious. Did I mess that up? I feel like Komo-o... Yeah, so we actually missed an EV there, but we won't talk about that. That's fine. Secret's out. We'll just do that. Actually, technically... Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. We'll go that. Boom. Outspeeds Komo-o, even though the battle is already done. And so we'll jump into the replay. And here we go. So obviously our team, and then we see Pyukumuku, Type Null, Kartana, Alola Chew plus Koko, and Komo. So pretty much what I expected. Pyukumuku and Type Null are taunt bait. Probably Scarftana plus Terrain Life Orb, Nasty Plot Raichu, some maybe Specs or Expert Belt Coco, and then some sort of setup Como, maybe Belly Drum, maybe Rock Polish / Autonomize, because like Scarf or Dragon Dance isn't super good since I have Garchomp. And yes, we'll jump right into the battle as I lead Rotom just because he doesn't have one. I thought he might lead Coco, and again, he doesn't have a ground type, so I'm free to just throw off a Volt Switch. And Nico decides to actually lead Kartana. Now, I was thinking that Cart would be Scarf, like I said, and if he's adamant, max HP or max attack, X Scissor, he has like a 20% chance to kill me. I didn't know if he'd risk that, and I decided I can just go for a Volt or a Will-O-Wisp because just neutralizing Kartana is nice. To be fair, I should have just went Monferno because again that was my dedicated cart answer. But either way, we stay in with Rotom and we just get the Willow off. And now we kind of neutralize the Kartana. That was Adamant Scarf. We now go into Monferno, who is my cart answer, takes 3 from the burned X Scissor. And at this point, I'm like, okay, I can go for a Toxic. He has to switch. And even if he didn't switch, I don't get touched by it. So I fire off Toxic on the Como, and here I just switch right into Garchomp because I'm expecting like close combat or Earthquake. Really nothing that would. I wasn't expecting to go for like Outrage. And so now Garchomp is in, and I get to fire off an Earthquake as he goes into Pyukumuku, which is clearly his answer to Chomp, which I expected either way beforehand. So he has Rocks up, which means Rotom actually can't come back in ever. Which, again, that's kind of annoying. That's why I should have, I should have went Monferno immediately. But it's fine, as he does go Puke. It's lefty, so it's a pretty standard Pyukumuku. I mean, there's only so much you can do. And I get to go out into Probopass, because unless he's Soak, Toxic, Block, that fun stuff, he can't do anything to me, because he can't Toxic me. I don't care if he heals, because I'm just going to get up my Rocks, is my plan. As he shows Recover. And again, that doesn't make a difference to me. I just get to get up my Rocks. And now he goes into Como. And again, I'm Chople Berry. I've got Dazzling Gleam. I've got some special attack. I'm willing to just toss that bad boy out. As he shows Autonomize. I don't know what his item is. But we fire off a Dazzling Gleam and we do 69. As Como dies to Toxic damage. So that worked beautifully. We get the big nose in the chat. Next up, he goes Tapu Koko. There's nothing Koko can do to me besides like a T-Bolt that'll do half or something. HP fighting would be hilarious if he brought. Well, I mean, maybe he'd bring it because he can use Dazzling Gleam, but it's probably HP Ice anyways. And I just get to take anything from Koko. I do receive 31 damage as I fire off 54. He's eject button Koko, and he goes into Alola-Chew, and I still live any one hit from Alola-Chew unless I think I live a Surf too, but I live a Focus Blast because of the Chople. And so once again, I'm like, I'm just gonna fire off an Earth Power because this dude isn't gonna die, and I do another 53% damage as I sack off Rotom because he's probably gonna go for a T-Bolt now. This lets me go into Weavile, which I can fire off an Ice Shard completely for free. And I'm never worried about him going into, like, Pyukumuku because it can't hurt me if I go into, like, Probopass. But he goes Kartana to make the semi-aggressive switch. I do an Ice Shard, do 29, take the burn damage, and then here I'm able to just go right out into Monferno. Again, that's my dedicated answer to Kartana. And this time he does fire off a knockoff, but that doesn't really matter because, like, Alola-Chew would always be able to kill me. Koko might not have, but once again, I just get to fire off Toxic because Kartana has no business staying in against Monferno. I get the Toxic Pyukumuku, and then I get to taunt it. So now we're in a really good position because Pyukumuku can't do anything to me, like, whatsoever. And then I'm just going to fire off a second Toxic because, again, I don't lose anything by spamming Toxic because Puku can't touch me. So it's great. And once again here, I actually might have slack offed at this point. No, I just fire off another Toxic. Okay, sweet. So I do another Toxic. Coco is now within, it can't switch in again, otherwise it'll just die to Toxic, which is nice. And now, I did Kelk Vacuum Wave and it doesn't kill. So I just decided, hey, I'll just slack off, see what this Coco wants to do, and let it rack up some Toxic damage. And then I go out into Garchomp because he's going to go for either a U-turn or a T-Bolt, and I'm okay with either of those moves. Next up, I get to fire off just another EQ, do big damage, and pretty much pick up a KO because with Toxic damage against Puku plus Earthquake and Rocks, it wouldn't have been able to take 2, but it can switch in and take 2. And I just go into Mismagius at this point because we have another Taunt Setter, and I'm expecting him to recover. As he goes for Rest, I guess this is his way to circumvent getting Toxic, but he has Electric Terrain of his own, so that's a slight misplay, but it's fine. Like, it wouldn't have made a difference for me. Because I'm just able to taunt Puku. Like, as long as I have either Mismagius or Monferno, Puku can't do anything long term. Especially Monferno, because I can taunt and then Toxic him. Whereas, like, Mismagius, I just have to, like, Dazzling Gleam him to death. But here I just get to fire, or Shadow Ball, rather. Here I just fire off a Shadow Ball and kill the Coco on the switch in. He just wanted to set up terrain one more time, and now he can get a free switch in into Raichu. And at this point in time, I'm like, okay, as long as I have one of the two, Monferno or Mismagius, I win. After I get rid of Raichu, because Puku, again, like I was saying, I can just taunt, break them both. But Mismagius is nicer because Type Null might just not even be able to touch me. Even though, again, Toxic would have been nice to just Toxic Cell with Monferno. But ultimately, keeping either was the play. But I just sack off Monferno, so I can go back into Weavile, and now we're playing with Electric Terrain turns. Because even if I Ice Shard here and kill, or rather, Nico should keep Raichu maybe, because like I just kill it with Ice Shard here. But there's only 3 turns of Electric Terrain left, and then Garchomp outspeeds it, plus I still have Ice Shard. So Raichu doesn't have that much value left anyway. But yeah, so I just get to fire off an Ice Shard. I don't care if he goes into Pyukumuku, because again, it's Toxic. So long term, it's gonna die. Because we have Electric Terrain up, so he can't rest again, and I just get to go hard into Mismagius, because I'll Heal Bell if he Toxics me. Once again, he does go for Rest, which is still protected by Terrain. And I get to fire off another free Shadow Ball. And interestingly, he does sack Raichu, and I'm just going to kind of skip these next turns, because all that happens now is we play the Taunt Dazzling Gleam game until Type Null dies. And so that's a nice win for me. So technically, I go to 4-0. However, I did my week 5 battle first, which will be going up to, I'll be posting the video second anyway. By the way, we have a nice 4-0 against Nico. I think that might have stopped him from getting into playoffs. I'm not sure. Either way, I think the taunt spam, well, not really spamming, but throwing out taunts was super easy, super nice against his team. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. I think it's gonna be like back-to-back week 4 or 5 videos, because Nico kind of postponed our week 4, so I've already done the week 5, like I said. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.